too. So we have been
Well, I think it's remarkable. Beyond
just
the practical
from
purpose
here
of
and
the event,
Tennessee.
circus. I covered actually
But
a case, a murder
after
case
everything gets
50
straightened out with her,
years
we'll
ago,
be back on the
where
road,
the judge allowed
on our bucket list.
How far y'all gonna go? Y'all gonna like I know it. Oh,
Yeah, we want to go as
Like
far
that,
as
and-
Niagara Falls, then we want to go to
if that changes people's
Disney,
views of him, even his
and then
hardcore supporters.
you talk, babe, because I'm talking and his hair sticking to my lipstick.
Yeah, we wanna go see the mountains also, but we wanna go up there to Montana and thing. That mountain looks so beautiful. So we want to experience that.
Rocky Mountain.
Yeah, that kind of thing.
Las Vegas.
Las Vegas.
See his brother in Washington State,
Okay.
Yeah.
but not California, too expensive. I'm sure the campgrounds will be a lot of money.
Yeah. What you trying to campground?
Some of the campgrounds are almost up to $200 a night. Depends on what amenities they have.
Yeah.
We've been fortunate to the one we're at now here in Louisiana. We're in Slidell, and it has let me hold my ear. It has swimming pool and putt and
all of this so far has been
all the
When you get down.
gives us electricity,
Sewer.
sewer, all the hookups and Wi-Fi and stuff. And it's only $5.85 a month.
Yeah.
So that was really reasonable.
Now in Tennessee, it's double that.
Yeah, Tennessee is twice as that.
Yeah.
And no pool. Well, yeah, there is a swimming pool in that bay.
Yeah.
But that's it. There's no tennis court or putt-putt or nothing like that.
Is it going
Yeah.
to impact the president?
The other campgrounds, you're gonna do $100 and some a night or more.
His co-defendants started their trial potentially as early as October.
So you gotta go to the campground. That's something you gotta do.
No, we boondock sometimes.
Huh?
We boondock. Tell you about the
Yeah, it's
boondock.
called boondocking, whether you stay in the motorhome and you have no sewer hookup and no electricity. You run the house off of the generator,
Right.
and the sewer is capable of maintaining itself with just the two of us for about a week before it's time to empty the sewer. Right. And then we got to refill the water around that same time.
So what is that certain police you gotta empty out?
Yes. Yeah.
You gotta go to a site.
Yeah, you got to go to the site, or as we travel from state to state, believe it or not, they have that amenities offering. They offer that for you. Some of them do, not all of them. They got a dump station, and they also have a spot where you can fill up your water tank. And when you stop and get gas at Pilot and Love gas stations, usually they have both. They have where you can fill up your water tanks and dump your tanks. It costs about $10 to do it. That ain't bad. No, that ain't bad at all. You get your gas, you get your water, empty your tanks, and then get them back on the highway.
Cracker Barrel has slots for you for RVs to stay in their parking lot overnight.
Yeah.
So we usually stop at Cracker Barrel because we want to stop and eat anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, Cracker Barrels. They welcome RVers. They got special parking, like Sunshine said. They got special. No, it's free.
It's free.
They got special parking spots for us.
Reserved for RVs only and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they probably know you're going to come in there and eat anyway.
Yeah. And some Walmarts allow you to do that too. Stay overnight.
The Fulton County District Attorney, Bonnie Willis, wants one trial for all of them. And today the judge wants to hear how the prosecution plans to do that and also
them, you know?
how long they
Right.
I want to bring in our team of CNN experts who are watching all of this unfold. Sarah Murray is with us. Let me start with her. So many factors for the judge to consider right now.
What is that organization Baby said was going to join where you can stay free, but you just have to spend $20 in their store where they have all their souvenirs and stuff?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
I think of it right now.
I'll let you know when I think of it.
For RVers, it's
try to prompt everyone to
No, not 100 trails. It's on the tip of my tongue. I just can't. It just don't come to me right now, baby. We'll think
they
of
have
it before
an
we
annual
leave,
fee.
though.
It's less than $100 to you pay your annual fee. You have your sticker on your RV,
So do we expect that
and
serious
they're all over the United States. They have wineries and places like that, and slots, and you stay there, and you're just obligated to spend $20 in their gift shop, or to do a wine tasting if you stop at one of the wineries overnight.
Our legal expert, the judge has to decide whether they will try all of these 19
It's a win-win for everybody.
Yeah, but there's no hookups. I mean, you're still boondocking,
Yeah.
but you're off. You know, you're not in Cracker Barrel's lot, and you're not in Walmart's lot.
Give you a
That kind of
chance to
thing.
stretch, get out, stretch your legs, rest.
What his take is he going to stop at the notion of having 19 people trying together or not? Can Bonnie Willis give us an indication of whether or not her discussions about the movements to have a studio trial, would that be all of them? And remember, keep in mind, all this can happen
Standing
even
up
though
at
we
the
don't
top.
yet know what the fate of Mark Meadows' motion through federal court would be.
Yeah.
It's very easy to be able to look at this and review that. Remember, there's already
Looking
a
good,
motion
sunshine.
had to say,
I didn't know if I had to put a moisturizer
this
on
is
it
also
to get it
considering
done.
and assuming her company.
You're gonna love it. You're gonna love it, baby.
I know I am, babe.
People. But this would be a very interesting hearing to get the room, the temperature of
We
what's
had it,
happening.
when we were staying in Nashville, we went to a black barber, and he cut it, but it just, and I had the pictures of yours and stuff, and he got it close to it. It was, I liked it, but I just didn't love it like I do it when you do it. I
Yeah,
said,
it just wasn't
I
you,
said,
dog.
"Can't nobody cut like him."
Yeah, just like you. It just wasn't you.
to move his case from a state.
Yeah, he gave it a good effort.
And the question here with this one,
I still left with a smile on my face. It wasn't a grin, but it was a smile. Yeah.
Doing all right. How you doing, brother?
This wouldn't be surprised if he succeeds. What does that mean for the other defendants? We've seen Jeffrey Clark, who again is another defendant in this case, a former Justice Department official, already arguing court filings. I should be in federal court and everyone else should come along with me. So the federal judge is going to have to weigh that. And frankly, it's going to be up to the federal judge in a lot of ways to decide that, to litigate that. They can make, what this state court wants to do, essentially move.
We see the judge has just entered.
And what? I think I've had my right hip replaced since we've been here.
Let's listen.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I realized that my left hip was taking all the helping and everything.
It's called a compromise.
Yeah, now it said, okay, my right hip feels like a teenager. Now my left hip is saying, oh, don't forget about me. So I go to the doctor first, October 5th.
Yeah.
See about this left hip.
For Mr.
How long the recovery?
Oh, it was quick. I mean, and it wasn't painful. Like I had my knee done. I mean, physical therapy cried every day, and it was horrible. But with the hip, I'd do a million hips before I got the knee.
So just a few preliminary thoughts before we kick things off.
Seems like the hips ain't a do.
Yeah.
Earlier last week didn't contain any kind of a ruling on severance. So The plan would be to try to resolve as many of these issues as we can this week and to begin entering scheduling orders for the remaining defendants by either the end of this week or the early next week. So with that, is there anything else we should take up before diving into argument, Mr. Wade?
The court has asked the state to be prepared to respond in its notice of the hearing, asked the state to be prepared to respond to a certain questions, a good faith estimate in terms of time, how many witnesses, and so forth. We're prepared to do that if the court would like.
Okay, well, let's do that during your argument. In response, after we hear from defense on their motions.
What's going on?
Just taking it alphabetically, there were two motions we've scheduled to be heard today from Mr. Chesbrough. So, Mr. Grogan, the floor is yours. And I think the idea would be to try to limit this to 20 to 30 minutes. We'll see where the discussion takes us and go from there.
Would Your Honor, would it be acceptable for Your Honor if me and my co-counsel, Mr. Aurora, there's kind of a natural split? I'd like to talk about the kind of groups of facts that will go to both of our motions, both the motion to sever counts and the motion to...
Every now and again, you in the clip, Kev. You all right with that, bro? Every now and again, you in the clip as well. You okay with that? That's what's up.
The statutory factors, if that's okay with Your Honor, and it won't take more, we won't take up more time than any one of us would have.
Okay, and
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, I want to start off by saying we recognize this is a RICO prosecution. We recognize that. We do recognize that part of RICO is, providing prosecutors.
Yeah, right.
That don't make no sense.
You get to do it 22 years.
With a little more.
The leader of the, whatever they call the Proud Boys. All of them like 18 years, 22 years, 15 years.
They need to give Trump a million
In
years.
this case,
Everybody can get Trump.
I would argue
Yeah.
3,
That don't make
4,
no
or
sense.
5 separate alleged conspiracies
scary
only
him or
contained in one alleged
Lawyers,
conspiracy
everybody
in this
going down.
indictment.
Everybody but him.
Yeah, yeah.
Mr.
That ain't even
Chesbrough is
right.
only concerned in terms of the evidence or allegations
Scared to put charges
with
on.
what I'm
Yeah.
going to call the alternate elector.
What can he
alleged
do? He
conspiracy.
ain't nothing but a,
The
I forgot I ain't gonna say all that on tape.
I believe they are true, but
Ain't nothing
accepting
but
them
a
as true
no.
shows that Mr. Chesbrough at most was only involved in that aspect of the conspiracy. Specifically, the allegations show that Mr. Chesbrough sent approximately 8 cents / received approximately 18 emails, all in his role as an attorney for the Trump campaign, asked to apply on the application of the 12th Amendment to the United States Constitution and the Electoral Compact. And then several other emails. Most of those additional emails were simply transmitting the memos that Mr. Chesbrough wrote that are alleged in the indictment. And 1 or 2 other emails to certain state officials discussing the logistics of how to go through the Electoral Compact. So that's what I'll call the alternate elector alleged conspiracy. Mr. Chesbrough has been indicted as part of that conspiracy. He's alleged to be part of that conspiracy. Obviously, we will defend those charges, but that's conspiracy A, if you will. Then there are 2 or 3 other conspiracies. With all due respect to Ms. Powell, and nothing I say, of course, in this should indicate whatsoever that I'm commenting on the evidence against Ms. Powell. I apologize, I know that's not Ms. Powell, but her representative, Mr. Rafferty. Ms. Powell is alleged to have engaged in a conspiracy, again, just accepting the allegations and the indictment is true, dealing with the computer systems down in Coffee County, Georgia. And those computer systems, as we allege in our indictment, Mr. Chesbrough, in our motions, Mr. Chesbrough is not even alleged to have undertaken anything, even remotely related to the Coffee County conspiracy, which I'll call it. Then there's a 3rd alleged conspiracy. And that 3rd alleged conspiracy, I'll call, I don't necessarily want to use her name because of the circumstances, but the poll worker conspiracy, where there are allegations that certain individuals named in the indictment went and tried to apply some pressure tactics to a certain poll worker that I believe works here, lives here in Fulton County. That is also a conspiracy that in no way, shape, or form involves Mr. Chesbrough. And again, that's not my defense take on it. That's according to the allegations in the indictment. Now, again, as I started off, Your Honor, I understand that RICO does provide flexibility. What I would argue to the court, however, is that, of course, RICO does not overrule all of the rules and statutes and constitutional provisions that ensure that Mr. Chesborough not only has a speedy trial, which of course he's already demanded, but a fair trial. And Mr. Aurora will talk more about the detailed case law, but it's pretty clear here, Your Honor, that if this case were allowed to go to trial with either all 19 defendants, which obviously it seems like that's probably not going to happen, but even with just Mr. Chesborough and Ms. Powell,
several of her
you're
friends
going to have two
cut their
cases
hair
in
in
one.
support of her.
You're going to have, and I'll be very interested to hear the government's
Eastern
good faith
Star.
estimate of evidence
Yeah.
and witnesses, but you are
They've
going to
given all
have
kind of
days, if not
surprise
weeks, God forbid, maybe even
get
some
together for
months,
her,
given some
surprise
experience
gifts.
in some other high-profile
And then
cases that are
October
happening in this
21st,
building,
while we're in Tennessee, there's a walk for breast cancer. And my son designed a emblem.
And because, I mean,
My
if
cousin
you-
has a t-shirt
just
company,
reviewing the
and
publicly
she
available
had
information
all the
related to the
t-shirts
Coffee
made up
County
for
allegations
anybody who
shows
wanted to
that
purchase
at
some.
least
And I think
how
she said
the
she sold
state
almost 100.
indicted
150 t-shirts. Everybody's gonna wear them for the breast walk.
involving various people, involving very specific
Yeah.
allegations of
That's real. Yeah.
We got our t-shirts.
And then you're going to have a full trial. Same trial.
You can take a pause, babe, if you're trying to hold the phone. Because I got to put the videos together anyway.
Now,
When I edit them.
suspect that the government is going to, or the state, I'm sorry, is going to